searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence. Waste of existence. We spend our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence. Waste of existence.
The sun is shining and the anxious earth is rising. Anxious earth is rising. I'm so happy.
We spend our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Hey, this is a double triple channel. That was my new opening. It's a little loud, I'm sorry. I tried to tune it down a little bit, but it's a little overmodulated there. Hope I didn't wake anybody up. No, actually, I hope I did wake somebody up. Yeah, double triple channel. This is Ron. I'm in New Hampshire. This is a rural area. I'm surrounded by forests and wild animals, so that's kind of what I stream about sometimes. Most of the time I stream about science and technology. Tonight we're doing a movie, a sci-fi movie, so it's kind of along those lines. But I also do IRL every once in a while and a few other things, news, civics, stuff like that. But usually it's science and technology, like tonight. So let me check here, make sure I've got a got to make sure I've got some mic here. Yeah, I think I've got it. I think it's a lot less than what the music was, but as long as I get close to the mic, I think I'll be okay. All right. So, yeah, tonight we're doing a sci-fi movie, and I figured out, I've been trying to figure this out. There's this whole copyright thing. Turns out that people who produce movies don't like people to watch them or don't like them to share them anyway. They don't even like them to talk about them or critique them or anything, which is kind of weird. You think they want people to talk about their movies, but so for every time that I have done a review of a movie, the producers have objected and said you can't do that when that's not true. Copyright law says I can do that. I make little clips of them and stuff, talk about them and say, okay, here's a little clip that illustrates what I'm talking about, and that kind of thing. But they don't like that. So in terms of watching a movie, obviously you can't just play the movie all the way through. At least movies you can't. There's some content that you might be able to do, like a short film or something like that. You might be able to play the whole thing, and critique it and that kind of thing, and call that fair use. But like a major motion picture that's 2 hours long, you can't really just play that on stream, the whole thing, and then even if you talk about it. So what I've been trying to do on movie nights is to play something that's released in Creative Commons or public domain or something that doesn't have a copyright on it, so I don't have to worry about getting a license. Let me check. I'm going to check my synchronization of my audio here just real quick, just to see if it's actually working. Yeah, it's kind of working. I'm not sure. I see what the problem is. No, that's not it. Okay, well, technical stuff, it happens. So what I was trying to do was to come up with some way to do a movie night without having to always do public domain stuff, And they have, some streaming sites have ways that streamers can license a movie for streaming, to small audiences, but they charge a lot of money. They charge, $20 or $30 or something dollars, or I don't know. It's more money than I got to spend on something like that. So, so I'm trying to figure out how to do this. And what I figured out was that we can watch movies and together on stream, but I don't have to necessarily stream the movie. You know what I'm saying? We can. I can give you a link, and I can say here's where it is. In fact, I'll do that right now since I'm thinking about it. If I can, I've got so many damn windows open here and so much stuff going on trying to make this work. But so I found this movie we're doing tonight is called Transcendence. Excuse me. And it came out about 10 years ago, 2014. And it is available different places. It is available on Amazon and it is available on Tubi. So let me pop out a chat here so I can chat with folks, so I can see the chat, and I will enter into chat if I can do that from here. I think I can. Okay. Let me type in something here. All right. Watch tonight's movie at. Oh, I kind of screwed that up, didn't I? Let me see if I can do that better. I guess they don't like spaces on this thing. Let me try this again. Watch tonight's movie at. Let's see what that does. That's a little bit more readable. Enter two different links, and it looks like they They're there. I guess you guys can try them and see if they actually work. I tried them earlier. They should work. So it's available. I watched it on Tubi because I don't have money to spend on movies, so I got to watch the commercials. Or you can watch it on Amazon, which I presume since you're paying them money that you're not going to see commercials. I don't know how that works. That's my assumption. So you can do that either way. And what we'll do is I have it on a TV over here and queued up, ready to run. And I'll watch it. And you guys can bring it up on another computer, bring it up in another window, whatever you want to do. Hopefully you stay here and lurk the stream while we're watching it. So it's we're still kind of watching it together, and maybe that'll work. I don't know. I think I have this sideways enough that you can't really see. You can kind of tell that I'm watching something, but not actually see the movie. Yeah, I think that's good. You won't be able to tell I think that's okay. You can't actually tell what the movie is. Let me just go here just to see if this is going to work. Yeah, I think you can see that I'm watching something, but you can't really tell what I'm watching. And the only problem I can see on this thing, or one of the problems, I don't know, there's probably a lot of problems that I'm not thinking of, but is that the folks who are watching on Tubi, or you can find it somewhere else if you want to. Those are just two that I found. I'm sure it's probably available on other streaming sites somewhere. But the folks who are watching on streaming services that put ads in are going to be out of sync with the folks who are just watching it, paying money or watching it with their own DVD that they may happen to have or whatever, where they don't have commercials. That's the only thing. But that's not that. I mean, the commercials can't be more than, 10 or 15, 20 minutes or something, So we'll be off by that much, and I'll just, if you get done early, you can watch me watching the movie. I don't know. You can take a break. I don't know how we can do it. I can skip over it. I recorded this, so I can skip over it, I guess, while I'm watching it. So skip over the commercials. But if you're watching it just through Tubi for the first time, without recording it, then you'll have to watch the commercials, and you'll be a little bit behind. So I guess when I'm done, I will, kind of fill in 15, 20 minutes or something before we actually discuss it for folks who did not, are not able to, or had to watch the commercials and end up later than everybody else. So I think that'll work. So the deal is. Tonight's movie. Watch tonight's movie ad. I think people will be able to figure that out. Okay, we're watching, yes. It says Transcendence right there. Okay. So I think we got it all set up here. This is a new thing. This is the first time I'm trying this approach to this thing to see how this is going to work. Hopefully I'm not violating anybody's rules anywhere. There's probably some rule somewhere if I can't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, easier to get forgiveness than permission, I guess. Or this is an easy way to figure out what the rules are. Who knows what the rules are? They make them up as they go along, so I'll find out, I guess. So that's what we're going to do. And this is a movie that came out about a decade ago. Let's see, what can I say about it? Christopher Nolan, I think. This is a Christopher Nolan movie. And it's about artificial general intelligence, basically. It's about what's going on right now. This was 10 years ago, before the LLMs and all that had their deal. And a lot of the predictions here are pretty close, pretty accurate. This is a little bit different, and I don't want to give away too much of the plot, but it's a little bit different than just AI on its own. But a lot of the the ideas and the concepts and, some of the questions, right? What's life and all that kind of stuff. It's all in there. What is consciousness, blah, 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 the whole thing, all those questions. And it's treated pretty well in this film. It's pretty accurate. I mean, it's Hollywood, right? So they got some goofy stuff in there, but for the most part, the concepts and everything are pretty much, what's happening so far, and the way society reacts and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't want to give away too much about it, but you've probably seen the film before if you're a science geek like me, or So we'll watch this, and so that'll take about 2 hours, I guess, or less than 2 hours, I guess. I don't know how many commercials are on my thing. Let me look. I guess I could look it up on Wikipedia or something. Let's do that. God, I got so many windows open already. Let's see, Firefox. Let's see. I'll bring it up on Wikipedia here. There it is. Okay. All right. So it was written by. It was directed by. Let's see here. Let's see who. Okay, it was directed by Wally Pfister. Well, where did I get the idea that this was Christopher Nolan? That he was involved in this? Huh. Okay, that was a mistake apparently. Let's look here. Just a second here. Whoops. Damn. Alright, just a second here. I'm trying to find out why I had the idea that Christopher Nolan was involved in this. Okay. So the thing was started, okay, let's see, development. I'll read this little thing here. In fact, I can just bring this up. This doesn't give anything away here, so let's see if I can. All right, let me bring this up here. All right, that should be on the screen there for you to see, and you can read along with me here. It says Transcendence is Wally Pfister's directorial debut. Okay, it's his first film. Okay, Jack Paglin wrote the initial screenplay on spec. Okay, so Jack Paglin, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, decided he wanted to write this thing and wrote it and then pitched it, and producer Annie Martyr pitched the film to Straight Up Films. So it wasn't the actual writer who did it. I don't know, Annie Martyr. Probably an agent. Let's see. The pitch was sold to Straight Up. Okay, so they sold it. He pitched it. He sold it. And then in March 2012, so this is actually more than 10 years old, right? This was like, the guy wrote it and everything. So he probably wrote it in 2011. So. Oh, they probably tweaked it in the process here. Let's see. Alcon Entertainment acquired the project. Alcon financed and produced the film. Okay. Producers from Straight Up and Alcon joined for the film. Okay. In the following June. Okay. So in June of 2013, then Nolan took over. Okay. So director Christopher Nolan, for whom Pfister had worked as cinematographer. So Pfister was a Christopher Nolan's cinematography. He started this project, and Nolan joined it. during the process here. And Nolan's producing partner Emma Thomas joined the film as executive producers. Okay, so it was still directed by Pfister then. But after the thing got going, apparently, when it looked like it was, I guess what it was, is they were probably hanging back and waiting to see it was really going to be a thing. And then once it looked like it was a thing, then they joined as executive producers. Okay. Pfister also performed an uncredited rewrite of the screenplay, writing 8 drafts. Jeez. Wow. Okay. All right. So that's the development. Okay. So Nolan was involved in it. I knew his I thought he was in there somewhere, but the thing didn't. So it's all right. So when it's all done, we'll talk about it some more. I don't want to give away too much again with the thing, and plus I want to get it going here. We're already a half hour into the thing, so it's about an hour and a half. Or wait, how long is it? Let me see how long it is here. Yeah, 2 hours. Okay. Well, how did this thing? That's kind of weird. The thing is 2 hours long. Okay, the Wikipedia article says it's an hour or 119 minutes. So that's an hour and 59 minutes. And my little recording of it is 2 hours and 3 minutes, but I have a whole bunch of commercials in here. So maybe they cut something in my version. Yeah, or maybe they just didn't have as many commercials as I thought. They always seem to go longer than you think. But yeah, there are quite a few commercials in here. All right, maybe they cut something. I don't know. They do that with movies. Used to be movies when they distributed to theaters. The theater, the actual the projectionist would would cut out stuff they didn't like or whatever. It was crazy. All right, let's get this thing going here. All right, so I put in chat links so you can watch the movie along with me. I'm going to sit here and just watch it as we stream along. You guys can type into chat if you want about the movie. I like to just watch the movie without interruption and stuff. That's just kind of how I like to watch movies, and then when we're done, we can discuss it. But you can feel free to chat or do whatever you want while the thing's going on. And you can either watch it on another computer, another device. If you got a DVD, watch that. However you want to watch this thing as we're watching it on another window in your computer, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and watch it on a little recording that I made earlier today of it. And then when it's over, we'll discuss it. So everybody got it figured out how we're going to do this? All right, great. Maybe I should write that into chat. Let's see. It says watch tonight's movie at. Okay. That's good enough. Let me just type in one more thing here. Okay. We're watching Transcendence and we'll discuss afterwards. Okay, great. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm gonna start watching. You guys go ahead and start watching your copy or whatever if you had a chance to find it. And then after it's over, then we'll watch it. We'll discuss it. All right, I'm gonna shut off the lights here because it's kind of pretty bright here. I got a bright light to make my video look good. All right, here we go. All right, so I'll check chat periodically, but basically we'll be back in a couple hours and we'll discuss it. So see you then. Have fun watching the movie. All right, so that's Transcendence. It's pretty well made movie, I think. Yeah. Now, some folks, I don't know, we don't have a lot of people watching right now, so somebody was watching, an ad type thing. They might not be done yet. I think everybody's done. If anybody was watching it, I screwed up my headphones there. So yeah, there were. It was a good movie overall, I think. Get rid of that. All right. So yeah, there were a few things in there. A few things that I want to talk about. I before I did the thing, I found a few clips that I wanted to show, but I didn't really have that much time. I ran out of time as usual, before I started the stream. So, but I got a few clips in there, and there were a few other things too that I noticed in there. Let's see here. One thing I did notice was her. Oops. Okay. Did you hear that? Let's see if you can hear that. Oh yeah, I think you can hear that. Okay. Well, she did a when she was in the hotel, she took her ring off. But then later on, she took her ring off, and then the guys raided right after she took her ring off. The guys raided her room and took her away. So she didn't have her wedding ring with her. But then later on in the thing, when she was doing a dying scene with him, she had her ring on again. So that was kind of a continuity issue. That's minor, I guess, but they probably, they wanted to show that she was back with him, I guess. I don't know what they did. Didn't make any sense. All right, let's see what I got here. This was kind of funny, right? Let's see if I can bring this up here. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let me play this. See if this works.
Will Caster.
Can you prove that you are self-aware?
That's a difficult question, Dr. Tagger. Can you prove that you are?
Can't program a machine to be self-aware because...
All right, so so they asked that question, right? Self-aware. What's self-aware? What do you mean? And all that kind of stuff. And then later on, all right, what do we do here? At any rate, let me get this off here. Oh shit! I guess I didn't get that bookmarked correctly. So when that was the pin, that was the computer system, right? And Will was showing off his computer system to his buddy there, Joseph, or whatever, the character Joseph, played by Morgan Freeman. And then later on, when they're in there, Let me see if I can find it. He asks him the same thing. And my computer system is just not cooperating here. Later on, when the thing starts getting more powerful and more powerful, and then they go back in there. Here it is. Okay, let me get this queued up here. So after he's, I guess I should put up a little spoiler tag on here, right? I mean, if you're watching the stream, but if somebody just joins the stream, no, nobody's joined. If somebody joins the stream, I'll put it up. Here it is. So he asks, let's see if I have this queued up right. I don't think I do. All right, let's see if this works.
That depends.
God damn it. All right. Okay.
That depends.
On what?
Can you prove you're self-aware?
That's a difficult question, Dr. Taggart. Can you prove that you are?
Well, he certainly hasn't lost his sense of humor.
All right, so see, the guy is he asked the same question at the beginning of the computer when Will was showing off the computer, so he asked him again, and then this time it's Will answering, not the computer. He answers the same way to just mess with his mind a little bit or whatever, like pretending like he's a computer, whatever. Anyway, so I thought that was kind of funny. What else was there? This is kind of weird. I'll just play this. All these old Jeeps, it just kind of okay. They in the narrative they give a reason why it is that they're doing that, why they have all the old Jeeps. It's just kind of weird that this is the entirety of the resources that they can put to bear on this problem. You know what I mean? It's just a weird thing. This is post 9/11, so it's like a decade after 9/11. So you would think that they would, if they had some threat like that, and they'd even talked about terrorism and stuff like that. So if they had that kind of threat, you think they would have more resources. And they in the narrative they say, well, we're going to use old stuff, old Jeeps and old whatever, old hardware. They said because it's not susceptible to hacking, because they think he's so powerful he could hack anything in the world, right? That's what they think. But when by doing that, they make this whole thing look like a 1950s UFO movie or something. You know what I mean? You know how those old 1950s movies where they got like Attack of the Flying Saucers or When the Earth Stood Still or any of those, where they line up all the army men and they zap them with the with the ray guns. And all. That's kind of the feel that I got from this. All these these old jeeps and old artillery and everything. It was just kind of funny. It just it kind of blew the mood for me. I don't know. I understood why they did it and everything, but it just kind of cracked me up that they did that, and it also made it look like they were kind of out of money, like they ran out of money at the end of the film or something. I don't know. CG was pretty good though. They had really good CG. They had these. Let's see here. I hope I got this one marked right. Oh no, shit! I think this is the wrong one. Let me see if I got this here. Yeah, okay. All right. See these things over here? These nanobots here going up in the air. They had that all different, lots of different places. Those nanobots were just floating up in the air. And I remember years ago I heard somebody who was complaining about, giving this film a bad review. And it didn't get that good of reviews. Technically and the narrative and everything and the way it was produced and all that, and the acting was just outstanding, But somebody complained about this. They said, "Oh, it's defying the laws of physics. These nanobots going up in the air." But that's no. You could make physics do that. You could design a nanobot that could do that. Maybe it might not be so visible, but you could certainly get nanobots to do that in the future, right? You could design them so that they were lighter than air. You could make them composed of heat, hydrogen or helium, mostly, and then just have like a payload nanobot that goes up with it. There are lots of ways you could do it, or there could be physics that we don't know about yet that you could discover that would make them do that. So anyway, that was kind of cool, and they show them doing that and going through the ground and doing all kinds of stuff. But I remember hearing somebody complain about that, and it's not a valid complaint. You could do that, if you think about it. If you had unlimited know-how, right? You could do something like that. But there was another thing in here that was kind of messed up, right? Here's the sanctuary. They go into the sanctuary. They're Will and Evelyn. They ended up, as little nanobots.
He created this garden for the same reason he did everything.
Sanctuary, right? Let's see if we can get this here. Come on, get up there. There it is. Okay, so there they are, right? So they're showing a little drop. And the idea is that when the virus got released into his network or whatever, Will and Evelyn, as little nanobots or whatever, went to their garden area where he had this Faraday cage around it, so that no electromagnetic anything could get into it. So it's like a sanctuary, but how did they get in there? I guess they came in raindrops, but if they could come in raindrops, then the virus could too. So it's the whole thing was just kind of goofy. That they somehow got into this Faraday cage and nobody could get to them. So that was a mistake, I think. Let's see. Another thing that was really confusing for me. Let's see if this is. Whoops. No. Oh, Jesus, are you kidding me? All right. Okay, here we go. So towards the beginning of the movie, Okay, so there's Kate Mara hands a cake to this guy who is who takes the cake into, let's see, so he takes the cake into where the where all the people are working on the computer and stuff like that. Okay, that one I didn't get queued up either. Something screwed up on I had these things queued up and the goddamn VLC fucked me over again. So let me see if I can find this. Here we go. All right. All right, here we go. All right, this is kind of important because, and I have to play a little bit of this to explain why this was confusing and to criticize it. There's no other way to do this than to play this thing all the way through the way it is. Otherwise, you won't get the feel for what I'm going to explain here. So let me just play this here. They showed the cake there, right? There's Morgan Freeman.
So now imagine such an entity with a full range of human emotion, even self-awareness. Some scientists refer to this as the singularity. I call it transcendence. The path to building such a superintelligence requires us to unlock the most fundamental secrets of the universe. What is the nature of consciousness? Is there a soul? And if so, where does it reside?
Okay. So you watch that scene there, right? That sequence of stuff. They show the cake, right? Before that, they showed the guy carrying the cake in. They didn't actually show him carrying it in there, but I guess you could kind of figure that out. That this guy brought this cake in there that came from Kate Mara, who you didn't know who she was at the beginning, but anyway, they bring in this cake. And Morgan Freeman is sitting there with the cake, and they put the cake in there where all the programmers are. And then what? The cake explodes? It's an exploding cake? That's what I thought. It took me about 3 or 4 times watching this film before I figured out what that was. That was a big mess up. They really screwed that up. It looked like the guy brought in this cake, that it was an exploding cake, and blew up and killed all these people. That's what it looked like to me. And then. But that's not what happened. In case you've seen this movie or you just watched it just now and you're confused by that, yeah, it's real confusing. It looks like they brought in this cake and the cake blew up and killed everybody, but that's not what happened. And that's what that sequence of images there, and that whole scene where they showed the cake and then they showed it blowing up and then these people dead and all, it looks like they brought the cake in to where Morgan Freeman was kind of in a different area. And the cake blew up, and then he looks out there and looks at all the people who are dead from this cake that blew him up. That was a mistake, but that's not what happened there, and it's nearly impossible to decipher until you watch it very carefully, and you know what's coming, and you listen to all the dialogue and blah blah blah, and then you kind of figure it out. It wasn't the cake that was blowing up. It was something else. A virus maybe that blew up. I don't know. Because they showed little wavy lines on the, like an oscilloscope thing or something on the screens, and it blew up. But I don't even know if that was even related. But the thing is, there's multiple attacks They're attacking different facilities. One of the attacks was the cake. And it wasn't an exploding cake. It was a poison cake. So they all ate this cake and they died. So that's one thing. And then it's a totally separate facility. There was an explosion. And then maybe another facility there was a virus. Is that what the wiggly line was? I don't know. Anyway, that was just so confusing, and they just really messed it up by doing it that way. It was just absolutely confusing. I thought it was an exploding cake for a long, long time, but that's not what it was. So that's a flaw. That was a bug. They messed that up in the film. What else? Okay, well, let me say something good. Since I said something bad there. Let me find something good here. Ah, Jesus. No. All of my bookmarks got zapped somehow on this thing. This is unbelievable. Okay, give me a second here. I'm sorry, this is all screwed up. Okay, here we go. I think this is it. Okay. I think this is going to work here. I'll have to listen to it. So here's this scene where Evelyn, what's her name? What was her name? Evelyn Carter? I don't know what it is. Evelyn, Will's wife right there, is talking to this worker that they've hired named Martin. And he's been turned into one of those hybrids. He's been enhanced or whatever. And she's kind of like, to me, it seems like she's kind of has a rapport with this guy. You know what I mean? There's something going on there. And she's a really good actor, so she pulled it off. And he's pretty good, too. He's a good actor. But let me just play this, and you can kind of see what's going on there.
Well, how are you?
Better. The physical enhancements are just the start.
What do you mean?
He's also connected to me. It's me, Evelyn. I can touch you now.
Okay, so, and then she freaks out, right? So, I thought that was pretty good acting. It was almost like she was, having a little rapport with this guy. Her husband's locked up in a computer somewhere, right? And she's probably feeling kind of lonely. And so here's one of these workers here who's enhanced. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny, but very, very good acting again throughout the whole thing. She was the best actor in the whole film, I think. Rebecca Hall, she did the best job, I think, out of all of them. But they're all just top notch. They're all really, really good. Who's another one in there that's doesn't really get a lot of credit? Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, this guy. Let's see if I can bring this up. There we go. This guy here, Cillian Murphy. You see that? Yeah. He's played in quite a few films, and he always does a really good job. His character is always kind of like a he's supporting role, almost always that I've seen. But he's, oh, look at that, college dropout, look at that, huh. But he always does a great job, you know. He plays a cop or something or whatever. He was in the film In Time with Justin Timberlake. Remember that film? Justin Timberlake with In Time. That was a really good film. He played a cop in that one. He's playing a cop in this one, kind of, or agent or somebody, I don't know. He was also in, what was it? Starts with an I. Let me find it here. I have trouble recalling names. Where's his filmography here? Awards. This is Wikipedia, by the way. Give him credit. Why don't they give him a list of filmography here? They just kind of splatter his stuff. Okay, I'll find it here. Okay. Oh, he's in Oppenheimer. Yeah, of course. Right. Yeah, right. He played Oppenheimer. Right. So that. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. That's right. So yeah, I guess he did. He was doing such a good job. Inception. That's the one I was thinking of. He was in Inception. He was the target of their brain hacking or whatever. The guy inherited a bunch of money or something. That's right. Yeah, he played Oppenheimer. That's right. So yeah, he did a really good job in all his previous work. So Nolan put him in Oppenheimer. So he's a really good actor. This is who else was in here? Yeah, there's several good actors. All of them were good. Even the supporting roles, everything. It looks like they also used on one of those locations there out in the desert somewhere. They used maybe some local people or something for some of those things. I'm not sure. They looked like typical, local people and stuff. So maybe they did. Maybe we can read about the. Wait, let me get before we get any further here. Yeah, no, I'll get into that later. Let me go to Transcendence here, see if they got anything in production here. Filming, okay. 62 days. The majority of the film was filmed in a variety of locations in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Okay, so that's what it was. Okay. Belen, New Mexico. Belen. Population 60. There's 7,360. So okay, it was also scheduled for 3D release in China. Well, that was another thing too. The computer, the pen computer, it had Chinese writing. It looked like on the side of it. I don't know if you noticed that. That was kind of interesting. I'm not going to bother trying to find that, but financing. Chinese company DMG Entertainment. Okay, that's what it was. Entered partnership with them. Finance and produce. Okay, so that's probably why the Chinese writing, why they put Chinese writing on the computers. China spent tons and tons, I mean billions and billions of dollars between, I don't know, like maybe at the end of the 90s up through 2010s and 2015, somewhere in that. They spent tons and tons and tons of money, pumping money into Hollywood so that Hollywood would give them good rep, give China good rep and say good things about China and try to influence, right? They're trying to influence the American markets, the American people. And they did. I mean, they spent billions of dollars. And then after that, when was it? Like around right before the pandemic, I guess, hit or something like that. And somebody decided to, maybe it was Trump. Yeah, Trump started getting on them. That's what it was. But I think it was somebody else. Somebody else is in the lead. Trump was just kind of following on. But Yeah, we just flipped it, and they just wasted all that money, and so everybody went. It was against China all of a sudden. It's just funny that they in China, they're long-term thinking, right? That's the stereotype anyway, or the perception of China, that they're very long-term thinking and stuff like that, and they try to think 20, 30 years or whatever, and all that. But it's just the rest of the world isn't like that, and they end up doing these things where they invest a lot of money and stuff, and then just lose it. They just lose everything because they don't understand that the rest of the world can flip on a dime. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I was going to go in here and see if there's anything else in the Wikipedia article. Oh, here's some of the names. Right, Johnny Depp, right? He didn't, he got the top billing not because he did such a great job. I mean, he did a great job, but I mean, he just got it because he had the name, Rebecca Hall didn't, but she did a better job than him, I think. I mean, they both did good, right? And Max Waters, yeah, I don't see him in that much stuff. What is he? Oh, he does TV. Okay. Disney stuff. Kate Marsh, she's a great actress. She does a lot of sci-fi stuff. Military operator Morgan Freeman, right? Of course, he always does a fantastic job in everything he's in, and he always gives good rep. Oh, him, Musk was in there. Let me just see that audience shot. Morgan Freeman always, if he's going to be in a movie, he makes sure that he gets good rep, in the film. In fact, there was this one. He was the only black character in the whole thing, actually. Let me see here. Let's see if I can flip this around here. All right, let me go back to my mug here, and then we'll fix this. Yeah, he was the only black character in the whole thing. We had the guy who picked up the cake, right? He was one of the bad guys in the terrorist group. I don't know if he had any lines or not. I think maybe he had one or two lines. I don't know. But really, Morgan Freeman was the only character in the whole thing. And then, and also, like in when at the very beginning when he was giving his speech, and they showed the audience, hundreds of people, right, in this audience, maybe it's supposed to be hundreds. I don't know if they showed that many faces there, but I mean, it was a lot of pale skin, in that shot. Let me play that here so you can see it. Let's see what.
In this auditorium, pales in comparison to even the most basic AI. Once online, a sentient machine will quickly overcome the limits of biology. And in a short time.
So, yeah, it was all white people just about. There may have been one or two on the borders there. That's another thing they do too, is you see, I don't know. It's it's all white people, and the whole film was like that, right? There was the guy who picked up the cake. He may have had a line or two. I don't remember. Morgan Freeman, of course, there was in there, and then there was like one of the soldiers. I think there was a black soldier. But I mean, everybody else was background, background actors. It wasn't, there weren't no actual characters. So that's not too good. And Christopher Nolan is known for that in his films. He does that. on almost all his films. So that's kind of bad. So that's a bummer. Especially on, otherwise, the stories and the narratives and the production quality and all that is good on his films, but he kind of screws that up. So I don't know. For a guy who's really future focused, you think he would he would think hey, yeah, in the future they're going to be we keep progressing, right? So in the future, black people will have will be equal to white people, so you should show that in your films. Christopher, can you do that? Jesus. All right. Anyway, so that's some of the stuff that I saw in the film. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy that one, that film. I thought that was a good one. This is kind of an experiment, doing this where I put in links and we kind of watch it that way. That's the only way I could think of to get around this whole copyright thing or licensing or being able to play this stuff on stream. From the perspective of just watching the stream, it's just me sitting there watching the TV, which is not really compelling content. You have to kind of watch the movie and then come back. So I don't know. Maybe there's another way I can do it. Maybe I can. I don't know how else we could do it. Maybe I could do a short stream and remind people to watch the film, or just give notice ahead of time. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't have that many viewers anyway, so it's not that big of a deal at this point. But I want to try to get this figured out. One of the things I'm doing here is to try to stream as much as possible and iron out all the bugs, as much as I can. All right. I don't think there's anything else going on here we need to talk about. All right, get the links, get that. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining the stream. I don't think I have enough viewers to rate anybody. No. All right, so that's it. So I appreciate everybody joining the stream. Oh, let me give a shout out to Ducky, Big Ducky Snow. He's a friend of the channel, and he joined. He came in and chatted with me a little bit earlier, so I'll give him a shout out. And thank everybody for watching. All right. Thank you for watching. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll try to get this new closing working. Yep, I think I got it. I think it's going to work this time. All right, everybody, take care. Bye. Oh, I hope this mic is off. Bye, everyone. Did I say goodbye? right, goodbye, everybody.